The ongoing coronavirus or COVID-19 fears and precautions have resulted in curfew-like situations across the cities and towns of India. The different state governments have instructed closing of several establishments and restricted the movement of people, except those who come under the bracket of essential services and establishments. The print and electronic media forms part of essential services. For Motown India, camera persons Afsar Beg and Mohammad Nasir captured parts of New Delhi under curfew. Never before in post-independence India has an entire country been locked down against a very contagious disease. The coronavirus spreads from a cough droplet that moves from an affected person into another through the surface and air. Maintaining a hygienic surrounding, washing one's hands with soap regularly, and more importantly, social distancing are the only ways to stop this disease from spreading. Even while people are adhering to a new way of life in India, the Indian auto industry is facing a massive brunt as a result of the coronavirus fears. As a precautionary measure, production has come to a standstill at several plants across the country. Rajan Vadhera, President, Society of Indian Automobile Manufacturers, SIAM, has urged both the OEMs as well as auto component companies to shut their plants in the light of the grave situation arising out of the spread of COVID-19 or coronavirus. With a view to the deteriorating situation arising out of COVID-19, SIAM and ACMA have both requested their members in OEMs and auto component industry to consider plant shutdown for a limited period to overcome the critical period so that workers are not exposed to the virus. This is in line with SIAM's motto of building the nation responsibly, stated Vadhera. The Indian auto industry has been in the last several months bombarded with woes of its own. To make matters worse for everybody, the coronavirus fears have now forced several companies to temporarily halt production at their plants. These include the likes of Maruti Suzuki, Mahindra and Mahindra, Honda Cars India, Honda Motorcycle and Scooter India, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, Hero MotoCorp, Tata Motors, Benelli India, Kia Motors India, Lohia Auto, Renault India, Nissan India, TVS Motor Company, India Yamaha, Toyota Kirloskar, Rockman Industries, Okinawa Scooters and many others. Global companies like JLR, Porsche, Lamborghini, Skoda, Aston Martin, Bentley, Volvo Cars, Yamaha and many others have shut their plants abroad. The Indian auto industry is already reeling under a huge set of woes that include sliding sales, transition-related problems from BS4 to BS6, a muddled auto policy that wants to promote electric vehicles at the cost of growth of IC engine vehicles, etc. Now the plant shutdowns will adversely impact the bottom lines of each of the companies. The Indian auto industry is also faced with the daunting task of meeting the stringent deadline of transitioning from BS4 to BS6. In fact, the Federation of Automobile Dealers Associations, or FADA, on behalf of its members recently approached the Supreme Court and has filed an interlocutory application along with an application seeking modification in writ petition number 13029 of 1985 in the matter of MC Mehta versus Union of India and others, dated October 24, 2018, whereby it has been directed that no motor vehicle conforming to emission standards Bharat Stage 4 shall be sold or registered in the entire country with effect from 1/4/2020. FADA President Ashish Harshraj Khale said, post our initial application necessitated due to huge unsold BS4 inventory and slowing sales, getting rejected by the Honorable Apex Court on 14th February 2020, there has been a drastic change in circumstances in conducting business as usual. Kale went on to say, owing to situations which are beyond our control and the fact that many of our members may face dealership closures if left over with unsold BS4 stocks, FADA has once again approached the apex body with a request for permission of sale and registration of BS4 vehicles till 31st May 2020 and hopes to get an urgent hearing in the Supreme Court owing to the criticality of the issue and the deadline of 31st March approaching fast. While the auto and several other industries are reeling under such terrible conditions, the government needs to step in and announce a raft of new economic policies that will boost the sales of their products and thereby ensure overall growth of the economy. In the meantime, with lockdowns the norm of the day, the police too is getting strict with those moving around in their vehicles. Unless there is a valid reason for them to be on the streets, they may find themselves behind bars or even made to pay a hefty fine. Please remember, this is not a time for fun or playing on the streets. This is a very contagious virus and if contracted could even take your life. Be safe, be indoors and listen to what the police and administration have to say.